knowing that my wife never had a dad, biological dad, never knew her dad until, or knew who her dad was until she was 21 years old.
What's up, Beverly Hall family?
How you guys doing today?
Welcome back to our channel, guys. Thank you so much for being here. You guys already know it's about to go down in a major way.
Today, guys, we are going to let you guys in on us, in deep with us, to figure out who I Am Marco Hall is and who
Brooke Ashley Hall is.
And we're just gonna bring you in with us, let you guys get to know us even a little bit more.
Yeah.
For our new subscribers and for the family that been here for a very long time. Some of you know, but most of you don't know.
Yes, and before we get started and jump into this video, please, if you haven't already, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe.
Turn on that post notification bell.
Yes, and thank you guys so much for over 300K subscribers.
Yay! We love you.
We love you guys so much. So thank you so much for being here. So, babe, how do you want to start this? We keep getting so many questions on who are you guys? What have you been through? Where are you from? So we just feel like we'll just kind of start off a little bit. So my name is, of course, Brooke Ashley Hall.
And my name is Marco Hall.
I used to formerly be Brooke Warren, but Marco gave me his last name about 7 years ago. So we've been married since August 14th. We've been married since August 8th, 2014.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's been a super long journey. We've been through just about everything together.
Everything, I mean, everything, guys.
Before we were ever even on social media.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Well, we've been on social media, but before a lot of fans and just all of everything and family members and before the kids and all this stuff, before even this big, beautiful home that we have.
Exactly, guys.
It's just been a long journey.
We should start there. So where we're from, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Marco and I are actually from Ohio.
Ohio, yes.
We're from a really small city in Ohio. It's called Warren or Youngstown.
Warren, Youngstown.
Marco's more from Warren, Youngstown. I'm more from Leavittsburg, Lordstown.
Yeah.
But we met in Warren, Ohio.
Yes.
So
yeah, we're both from the same city, basically.
Yeah.
Nothing major, nothing different. The difference of the cities, really nothing different.
What do you mean, nothing different?
Nothing
between
different.
our cities?
Yeah.
But between where we are now and our city?
Oh, yeah, completely different.
Completely different.
Completely different.
So Marco and I both were kind of raised typical inner city children, I guess you'd say. We lived in poverty. Pretty much everyone in our area lives in poverty. There's not really a lot of money where we come from. There's not really a lot of jobs. There's not really a lot of opportunity,
period.
For anyone. And so kind of growing up like that, we never really understood what we could do or how we could do. We just knew we were different.
Yeah.
Each of us, at least I mean, from what we've talked about before.
I know I always was a different one, period. Even in my family, me and my wife, we noticed in our families, we are the two oddballs and the two oddballs are together. And it's it's so funny and it's so weird, but it's so special and it's so unique.
Yeah.
And it's different.
Because I feel like our story is really relatable to a lot of people that are in the world. Most people aren't living this glamorous, luxurious life on the internet. A lot of people come from humble beginnings, including ourselves.
Yes, very humble.
And for me and Marco, we were both pretty much raised in a single parent home. Our mothers pretty much raised us for the most part. For myself, I never actually knew my father. I actually did not meet my father until I was 21 years old. 21. I remember you were actually there for that, of us even talking over the phone. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And Marco's father was in his life as well, but I don't know how much you want to share of that. But.
My dad, he was in and out of jail on drugs and stuff, and just in and out of jail. Wasn't a stable situation for me. It's nothing I can look up to and say I wanted to be like. I love my dad dearly. I love my dad with all my heart, but
we love him to pieces.
Yes, exactly. But it's like, you know, I look at things and I'm like, man, I want to be better than this and I want to be better than that. And now that I have boys, it's like I have children. I'm like, I know I got to be the best dad that I can ever be. I can never be going to jail. I can never be, you know, on drugs. I can never be doing anything that can set a bad example for my boys, you know, because I'm raising kings. All kings. They upstairs yelling
They're
and screaming.
boys. We
Yeah.
got boys. Like,
Yeah, strong boys.
they're so boyish.
Yeah. That's really it. What it is with me, with my father. My father, I talk to my dad all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's a lot different. You know, I know better to do better.
He had a relationship with his father versus myself. Like I didn't. I really didn't know the other half of my identity growing up. My birth certificate was left blank. I remember when you seen that for the first time.
Yeah, and it made me sad. Yeah, when my wife ain't have a father's name on her birth certificate, and it really like just blew my mind. Like it really like discouraged me and made me angry and sad, but mostly sad more than anything because, you know, knowing that my wife never had a dad, biological dad, never knew her dad or knew who her dad was until she was 21 years old.
Yeah, it was kind of, I don't really realize how big of an effect that had on my life, but it really did. Like looking back at all the choices I made and different things, it really did have effect on my life. And I feel like that's relatable to a lot of young women out there because there are a lot of homes with fatherless homes, or, you know, things didn't work out between mom and dad and you're in split homes and split relationships, and maybe your mom or dad is in and out of jail. So we feel like that's super important to share with you guys. That we're not perfect, and we didn't come from perfect beginnings at all.
Not perfect, not at all, y'all, guys.
We came from minimum wage, you know, welfare systems, food stamps, WIC, Section 8, TMHA housing, like
all of that, guys. So just letting you guys know anything is possible.
Anything is possible, because what you
guys
see,
as long as you believe in yourself
right now is like the finished product, and it's not even the finished product. Like I believe that there's so much more in store for our family, and we're just so blessed to even be able to experience what we have so far. Like from where we've come from, it blows our mind even to go back that far in our memory. But it's real, and it's crazy how God has like completely changed our lives. Just through our talents and our abilities. So how did we get out of our small city? A lot of people want to know that question.
Okay, wait, reverse a little bit.
Okay.
So, guys, back where we from. Starting where we from, guys. We ain't knocking nobody.
No.
Where we from. We love everybody where we from.
Yeah,
but we know that it's just so much more out there for you guys. You know, in any inner city, in any situation, in any city, any place.
The school system is kind of flawed in the inner cities, I will be honest. And if you're not paying for extra tuition, and if your parents can't afford the education that you want. Because me and Marco were raised in public schools, like most of America is. But they don't teach you about wealth. They don't teach you about how to become financially free and not have to work under people. Like they teach you to get a job and to work for someone else.
Financial literacy. You got to know financial literacy and know how to use money, how to make money work for you.
And again, there's nothing wrong with that.
And nothing wrong with people working for money.
Yeah.
But it's like you want to get to a certain point where you don't want to have to work. Yeah, enjoy your life.
I mean, the millionaires and billionaires are becoming younger and younger and younger, and like you have to just look at success and duplicate it for yourself. So I believe that's how Marco and I really made it. Yeah. Because we
was
looked
on
at
the
what
same
we didn't
wavelength. Like we've been on the same wavelength. Like we want the same things in life. We got the same goals. We think alike.
Yeah.
Like all type of stuff. It's like
and because we didn't have anyone to look to that was with our vision, like mom, dad, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, nobody in our family.
We had to go out here and find it.
We had to go figure it out for ourselves.
Yes. Like we've been learning everything on the limb, guys. Nothing was inherited to us. Nothing. This was all God and hard work, guys.
Exactly. A lot of prayer, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of learning like along the way, because Marco and I both messed up really young as children. 15 years old, I became pregnant. 15 years old, Marco got a girl pregnant. And we really screwed our lives up from the beginning. Like
young, man. Young with kids and stuff like that. 15. She was 15. I was 15.
Sophomore.
We didn't know nothing.
In high school.
I didn't know nothing. No, I was a freshman.
You were a freshman?
I was a freshman in high school with a
I
baby.
was sophomore going into junior year and delivering my junior year. But I went ahead and did summer classes because I already knew I was pregnant, and I ended up graduating a year early because I was pregnant. And I just had to start figuring stuff out. I said, this is not cool. Like, look at how much I screwed up my life with one poor decision.
And we don't regret our children, not at all. It's just, if we could prevent any other children or any young kids out there from making those decisions, don't do that. Don't have no kids early in life. Don't even have sex early in life. Don't get into that, guys. Just live your life, live your high school life, get your diploma, go to college, or figure out what you want to do in life.
Who you are.
Get married, that's when you have kids, when you get married and stuff like that.
And I know that's really controversial subject, but we're just telling you this from
experience.
First person experience.
Yes.
We love our children, but it definitely took us on a big detour route that we didn't need to take. Like if we could have just got straight to it.
Because we were set up for failure after that. Completely
we were set up from failure from the womb, if we want to be quite honest. We were born into poverty. So that already sets you up for generations of poverty to be over your life. But having a child on top of that just pretty much solidified it. It's like, you're gonna be broke for the rest of your life.
You're not gonna be nothing. You're gonna be stuck in the system. You're gonna have
18 kids by the time you're 20.
More. You're gonna have like 20 more baby mamas. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. Like that was the stigma on my head. And then in high school, only father figures I had to look up to was my football coaches or my teachers, and some of my football coaches was my teachers. Like I remember one of my coaches, his name was Tom McDaniels. He's a great guy, man. Like I really looked up to that man, and he's a great guy, man. Coach Tom McDaniels, he gave us all of the football players in my senior year great speeches. He told us everything. He showed us how to be a man. Like he groomed us how to be a man. That's who I learned a lot of things off of, man.
Yeah.
And then, back to the pregnancy thing, like you get looked at different in high school. Everybody look like, ew. You can't get, as a guy, you couldn't get no play. No girls liked you. They thought you was disgusting.
And as a girl,
oh my,
forget about being dated by anybody worth your time or that has money or is gonna go somewhere in life, because their parents are definitely not gonna choose you to be the one that people want to be with at all. And on top of that, you can't even get a boyfriend and you can't get friends, period, because nobody wants their kids daughter, or their sons boys, or anybody to hang out with the one who made the most shittiest decision in life.
Having kids at 15 years old, man.
Exactly.
So everybody make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're not human.
Yeah.
It's just do not make bad decisions. It's about a choice. This choice or that choice.
There's some choices that just affect you terribly.
Exactly.
And one small little decision, because you're trying to please somebody or make someone else feel better or feel cool or think that it's going to make you more like awesome or you fit in. A lot of the people that are telling you that they're doing things that they're doing aren't even really doing it. They're just saying it to be cool, just to be honest with you. And if they are doing it, there's something seriously going on in their home that they're not learning the right choice. And not to knock our parents again or anything, because that's not, if I go really far back, there's probably things that
I believe this is what I believe what happened to me. I don't blame my decisions that I made on nobody, my father, my mother, or none, because I was old enough. I was 15 years old. I was old enough to make my own decisions. But I believe if my father was there in my life and studied out of the home, and my mom and him going through it and in and out and all that, I believe if he was there in the home, I wouldn't have made those poor decisions.
I believe if I would have had a father in my life that would have told me he loved me, told me I was special, believed in me, told me what I was worth, who I, you know what I mean? Like, my mom always taught me that the Lord was my father, but there's only so much a spiritual father can do for you when you're a child, you just don't understand.
It's more, you needed the more natural thing.
I personally feel like I needed a natural. Obviously, God has done a huge work in my life, in our lives, period. And He's always been faithful and by our side 100%. But I do feel like if there was a father figure, it would have just made things a little bit different. But don't be upset if you don't have a father in your home, because there could be a testimony that you can share with people that can really help them as well.
Exactly.
So that's
just make the best out of your situation. If you're going through any situation, just make the best out of that situation.
You have to make the absolute best out of it.
Exactly.
Like,
and
if you don't have a mom,
most of the time, almost, I say I give you a 90% time you're gonna come out on top.
Yeah. And if you don't have a mom or dad to look up to because they're making really crappy decisions in their life, or they have men in and out of the home, or they're on drugs, or they're absent all the time and they don't really believe in you, encourage you, and uplift you, you gotta get on the internet, you gotta get on YouTube, you gotta look up inspirational people, you gotta like listen to people.
That's how you did it, huh, babe?
That's how I really did it. I won't say my mom didn't do that for me, because my mom did. I was more like a hard-headed, stubborn type of rebellious child that always had to learn everything the hard way for some reason. Like, I was really good, I had really good grades, but I just never took anybody's word for anything. I always had to go out and figure it out for myself. And if you have that kind of personality, it sucks, and it's gonna take you a long time to learn stuff the right way.
You don't want that. So I was the kid that I had an older brother. I got an older brother, and he made poor decisions, and I looked up to him somewhat at that point in time, and I seen what he did, and that's how I had a kid at the young age. I seen him having a kid at a younger age, so I said, let me try it.
Yeah.
So I was like,
see, for me, my mom was like my best friend, because I didn't really have anyone else like except for her. And my mom waited 9 years, right? So my mom, a little bit of her story, she had 3 of us by 19 years old. She waited for 9 years after having her 3rd child to, and if you don't believe in generational curses, they are a thing. If you don't pray them and break them off of your family, it will happen over and over and over again. So anyways, my mom waited 9 years, and it just so happened to be when I was a teenager, and whenever I really could have used her love and support throughout those times and been able to talk to her. But my mom got married, and I'm so happy because she's happily married. She's been happily married for, I think, over 12, 13, 14 years now. It's crazy. It's been so long. And she has the most wonderful husband, and she waited so long for him, and he's so good to her. But I feel like when she got married to him, it really, like, yes, he was a father figure, but I'm like 15 years old now. So I haven't had a dad in my life for 15 years. I'm not used to it. And I'm rebellious. And now I don't have my mom and I don't have my dad. And what gave my mom happiness was a man. So I feel like what gave me happiness, or what would give me happiness, is to start exploring and trying to like find boyfriends. And like, you just have to really, if you can, without having to make the mistake first, ask yourself why you're doing the things you're doing, and then ask God to help you like control your urge to do it, because it's crazy how you'll just do something and you really shouldn't be doing it, or what's affecting it. Because I don't want to blame my mom. I don't think it's my mom's fault that she got married. Obviously she needs to find love too.
Yeah.
But that, I feel like, really like took my focus off of my relationship with her and put it more towards into things of the world and things that I shouldn't have really been focused on anymore.
Yeah,
but
it's okay though. It's just we grow up. We know to do better now.
It
everybody knows
kickstarted
to do better. Yeah.
To be my absolute best. And it channeled my mind from, maybe this is what I want to do, to, no, this is what I have to do. It's time that I get a job. What am I going to do? I need to see what aligns with my morals and values and what I can do. And I really always wanted to be a singer. Yeah. I really always wanted to be an actress.
And guys, she can blow.
Thank you, babe. But
she can sing, guys.
I always wanted to be like an entertainer, and I went to a concert when I was young, and I was inspired by seeing something new that I'd never seen before, and these kids on stage, and they're full of energy and life, and I always wanted to do that, and I thought it was over for my life once I got pregnant, and thankfully it's not. But I had to think realistically, how can I help people? How can I encourage people? How can I lift people up and take care of them and still make money enough to take care of my son? So I decided to become a nurse.
Yeah, and that's a great thing, babe, that you became a nurse, because in your circumstances, how you became a nurse was real tough and real hard because your house had burnt down.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And all this, that, and the third, like.
And don't get me wrong, it took me a couple tries.
The odds was on her. I mean, she could.
It's like the devil wanted my life. Like, it's like my life was set up for failure, and like I had to push through just as much as I rebelled against the right way. I had to force myself to go the right way. Yeah. It's like as much as I went against it, then it took double the time to get back in line and order. And so when I went to nursing school, my mom had some issues with her health that I won't put on here because I don't want to put it out there. But my mom had some issues with her health that almost caused me to not want to do the program anymore. My home caught on fire in the middle of the night, and I lost all of my nursing books, all of my uniforms. I was in like a strategic 11-month program where you had to like get grades above 79%, and you couldn't miss tests or you'd get a 0, and like there was no excuse. So luckily they worked with me because my freaking house burnt down, but I was ready to quit. I didn't think I could do it. Then something happened to my brother, my youngest brother. We thought he almost died. I won't put his business on the internet either. Then my other brother, it's like my whole family was being attacked while I was trying to become successful and become a nurse. And I don't know, it's just so crazy.
It was just so much, but you beat the odds though, babe.
I beat the odds, I beat the program. I graduated 10th in my class of like 35. There was 60 to begin with. Only 30 people completed it. I was 10th in my class. I graduated with like an A in everything. So it was really crazy how I did that.
Yeah.
19 years old, I became a nurse.
See, that's great. See, with me, I was boxing through high school. I'm a professional boxer. That's what I do. I was boxing through high school. I love football, but I was always a fighter. And what really had hindered my football career is when I got into a fight in high school, and it wasn't even my fault. Even family can mess up your decisions in life. I mean, even family can, mess up your opportunities in life. I got in a fight in high school. The whole high school was fighting at the end of school, and I was involved. These are the kind of schools we went to, guys. And I was involved in everything, so I got expelled, and I was one of the good football players on the team, so they expelled me, so I got expelled. Next year, I was ineligible to play on the football team, so I had to go to this other alternative school. It was a bad school for all the bad kids, so I had to go to the alternative school and catch up on my grades and stuff like that. And they finally said, okay, Marco, we're going to let you back in high school. So I got back in high school at my 11th grade year, but football season was over with. And I was very, very good at football. So I played my 12th grade year. I wasn't as good as I used to be because I haven't played all 2 years straight. I haven't played football 2 years straight. So, I graduated, and that was it. I tried college, this, that, and the third, but I had found boxing in between. The meantime, all of that, I fell in love with boxing. Mm-hmm. So I won a high school boxing tournament in Ohio, and I beat a lot of people in Ohio at a high school boxing tournament. It was all different high schools, stuff like that. It was a big boxing tournament, and they held the fights, different weight classes and stuff, and I won. So
that's crazy.
And I had a belt, and they gave everybody a belt that won. So, and I fell in love with it. So I said, boom. My brother was in jail at this time. My brother was in jail. He had went to jail. And he came back out 2 years later after I graduated. So we went to a boxing gym. No, the year I was graduating, he got out of jail, and we went to the boxing gym, and then I fell in love with it. I got amateur, I turned amateur, and then I got involved in the streets. I got involved in the streets. I was, in the streets selling drugs and doing all the bad things and running them streets, just doing all type of bad stuff, guys. You just don't want to even know. Part. So yeah,
because Marco and I both tampered in the streets. Yeah. Him a little bit more than me.
Yeah, I was deep in the streets, guys. Like deep and hanging with all the wrong people around the wrong people.
Same.
Doing the wrong things, man. Just not doing the right. Wasn't focused. I was slipping away. I wasn't focused on. I done been in multiple shootouts and guns pulled on me.
You'll have to do a story time on the time you almost died and lost your life. I think that would be really
man, crazy. so many times
Crazy.
I almost lost my life, man. So I'm just so thankful to be here. You know, God has brought me a long way, and I believe that I'm in here to be here to help you guys, you know,
make good decisions
and do the right thing in life.
Because we're funny, and we really like to bring people like laughter and joy, because that's like how we get through our day all the time.
Yeah. It's so much more, guys. There's so much more. But we just brought you guys a little closer to us.
Yeah.
At the heart.
Yes.
You know, so you guys can know us a little bit more.
But if you guys want us to continue this conversation in a part 2, and you guys want to know how we made it out of those circumstances and into our new life, we'd love to share it with you. So let us know by giving us a thumbs up,
a like, and a subscribe.
Turn on the
and
post
some
notifications.
comments, man. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. What was your favorite part of our story? What really inspires you? Yeah, what resonated with you the most? Like, what would you like to hear more of? Do you guys go through these kind of things? Are we the only ones? Like, are you guys currently in situations that possibly we were in our past as well? It's just a discussion that I think really needs to be said, because there's not really many people talking about it. So yeah, but we love you guys so much. The video is getting super long, and we don't want to like keep it super long, but we'll definitely keep the whole thing up so you guys can watch it. Make sure you watch to the end. And yeah, we love you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next video. And you already know I'm the prank king. He's lying straight through his veneers. I'm not lying about nothing. I'm the prank king. I'm on her head, y'all. You guys know I'm the prank queen. I'm on her head. We'll see. We'll see. Peace. All right, guys. Peace. Don't let them lie to you. Black is beautiful. They wanna take your soul. Black is beautiful. Don't let them lie to you. Black is beautiful. You can have it all. Black is beautiful. Shorty, you my Q-U-double-E-N. Shorty, you my Q-U-double-E-N. Shorty, you my Q-U-double-E-N. You can have it all. You can have it all. Young, black, beautiful, intelligent, bright. Lace you with ice in due time, make you my wife. Apologize for the lames that wasn't loving you right. The compromise for